There is a specific kind of exhaustion that has nothing to do with how many hours you slept last night. It is a heaviness that sits in the centre of your chest, a fog that wraps around your brain, and a simmering low-grade rage that you can't quite articulate. It isn't the tiredness of working a double shift or running a marathon. It is the exhaustion of being the only adult in the room. It usually starts with a question, a simple, harmless question asked from the other room. "Honey, do we have any ketchup?" You're sitting on the couch, finally trying to relax, and your partner is standing in front of the open refrigerator. The ketchup is on the second shelf, right in front of their face, but they don't see it, or rather, they haven't looked for it with the intention of finding it. They have looked for it with the intention of asking you where it is. So you get up, you walk to the kitchen, you reach past their shoulder, grab the bottle, and set it down on the counter. They smile and say, "Thanks, I just couldn't see it." In isolation, this moment means nothing. But this moment is never isolated. It is a microcosm of your entire life. It is the phone call you get at work asking, "What is our daughter's social security number?" It is the text message asking, "What time do we have to be at your mother's house?" It is the way they load the dishwasher so poorly, plates stacked on top of bowls, nothing rinsed, that you end up having to rewash everything by hand. Eventually you stop asking them to do it. You stop asking them to grocery shop because they always bring back the wrong things. You stop asking them to dress the kids because they put them in mismatched clothes that are 2 sizes too small. You stop delegating because the energy it takes to explain, monitor, and fix their mistakes is greater than the energy it takes to just do it yourself. You tell yourself they are just forgetful. You tell yourself they are bad at chores. You tell yourself they are scatterbrained. But deep down, you suspect something darker. You suspect that this helplessness is convenient, and you are right. This is not clumsiness. This is not ADHD. This is a psychological strategy called weaponized incompetence. Weaponized incompetence is the art of pretending to be bad at something so that no one ever asks you to do it again. It is a strategic underperformance. It is a way of maintaining privilege and leisure time by shifting the burden of responsibility onto someone else, all while maintaining the plausible deniability of "I tried." It creates a dynamic where you're not a partner, you are a project manager. In the corporate world, a project manager is a paid position. They are responsible for planning, organising, delegating, and ensuring quality control. In your relationship, you are doing this job for free, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, often while working another full-time job. You carry the mental load. The mental load is the invisible list that lives in your head. It is knowing that the toothpaste is running low. It is knowing that the dog needs a vaccination in November. It is knowing that the 7-year-old has outgrown his sneakers and needs a new pair before soccer practice on Tuesday. It is the endless, silent computation of logistics that keeps the household running. Your partner, on the other hand, lives in a state of blissful ignorance. They are the helper. They wait for instructions. And when they execute those instructions poorly, they look at you with wide, innocent eyes and say, "I'm trying to help. Why are you getting so mad? You're such a control freak." This is the gaslighting component of weaponized incompetence. It turns your reasonable standard of living into a character flaw. Suddenly expecting a clean dish is being obsessive. Expecting a bill to be paid on time is being a nag. They make you feel like a tyrant for simply wanting a partner who functions at the level of a competent adult. And then comes the most insidious phrase of all, the one designed to flatter you into submission. "I just don't do it as well as you do. You're so good at this." Let's dismantle this lie right now. You are not born with a genetic predisposition for scrubbing toilets. You do not have a biological instinct for scheduling dentist appointments. You're not better at laundry. You're simply less willing to live in filth. You're less willing to let the consequences of negligence fall on your family. You learned how to do these things out of necessity. They chose not to learn them out of convenience. When they say, "You're better at this," what they are really saying is, "I know that if I do a bad enough job, you will feel anxious, and your anxiety will compel you to take this burden off my shoulders." They are leveraging your responsibility against you. They are weaponizing your care. The cost of this dynamic is not just your energy, it is your attraction. Weaponized incompetence is the single greatest killer of libido in long-term relationships. It is chemically impossible to feel sexual desire for someone you have to parent. Think about it. Sexual desire relies on mystery, admiration, and polarity. It relies on looking at your partner and seeing a capable, autonomous being. When you have to remind your partner to brush their teeth or pick up their wet towel from the floor or pack their own lunch, you're not interacting with an equal. You're interacting with a dependent. You become the mother or the father figure. And the moment that switch flips in your brain, the moment you look at them and see a child, the bedroom is dead. You cannot lust after someone you resent. You cannot surrender to someone you have to manage. You cannot feel safe with someone who cannot be trusted to handle the basics of survival. Many partners who use weaponized incompetence are baffled by the lack of intimacy. They say, "I took out the trash. Why won't you sleep with me?" They view intimacy as a transactional reward for doing the bare minimum. They don't understand that the dry spell didn't start in the bedroom. It started in the kitchen when they looked at the trash can overflowing and stepped over it. It started when they asked, "What's for dinner?" for the 5th night in a row, placing the cognitive burden of feeding the family entirely on you. The exhaustion you feel is the exhaustion of being alone in a partnership. It is a specific type of loneliness that is sharper than being single. When you are single, you know you are responsible for everything, and there is a freedom in that agency. But when you are in a relationship with an incompetent partner, you are still responsible for everything, but you're also dragging the dead weight of another adult behind you. You are carrying them. So, why does this happen? And more importantly, why do you stay in it? We have to look in the mirror. While they are the ones weaponizing their incompetence, we are often the ones enabling it. We enable it through a combination of perfectionism, conflict avoidance, and a distorted sense of love. For many of us, especially those with anxious attachment styles or a history of parentification in childhood, being useful feels like being loved. We were taught that our value comes from our ability to fix things, to manage chaos, to be the reliable one. When our partner acts helpless, it triggers our savior complex. We sigh, we roll our eyes, but we step in and fix it. We get a tiny hit of dopamine from being the competent one, the one who holds it all together. We also fear the conflict. We know that if we challenge the incompetence, it will lead to a fight. They will play the victim. They will call us ungrateful. So, we do the math in our heads. It will take me 10 minutes to argue with him about the dishes, or 5 minutes to just do them myself. We choose the path of least resistance. We choose the 5 minutes. But we forget that those 5 minutes compound over days, weeks, and years until we are drowning in resentment. We are also trapped by our own standards. This is the gatekeeping argument often used to defend incompetent partners. They say, "I would clean the kitchen, but you never like the way I do it." And there is a grain of truth here. If you hover over them, criticizing their technique, correcting every move, you are reinforcing the dynamic. You are proving to them that you are the expert and they are the novice. You are feeding the mother-child dynamic. But there is a difference between being a perfectionist and expecting basic hygiene. Wanting a dish to be actually clean, not just rinsed, is not perfectionism, it's sanitation. Wanting a bill paid before the electricity is cut off is not control, it's survival. So how do we break this cycle? How do we resign from the position of unpaid project manager? The solution is terrifying because it requires you to go against every instinct you have developed to keep the peace. You have to stop fixing it. You have to let the ball drop. This strategy is sometimes called the minimum standard, or more bluntly, letting it rot. If your partner is in charge of dinner and they haven't planned anything, do not order pizza. Do not start cooking at 7 p.m. Sit on the couch and eat a sandwich. Let them face the hunger of the family. Let them feel the awkwardness of the empty table. If they are responsible for their own laundry and they don't do it, do not rescue them when they run out of clean underwear. Let them go to work in dirty clothes. Let them feel the shame of their own negligence. If they forget to buy a gift for their mother, do not buy one and sign their name. Let them show up empty-handed. Let them explain to their mother why they forgot. This is not about being petty. This is about returning the consequences of their actions to the rightful owner. For years, you have been acting as a human shield, absorbing the consequences of their laziness. You have been smoothing the road for them, so they never feel the bumps. But people only learn from bumps. People only change when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of changing. By shielding them, you have prevented them from growing. When you stop rescuing, things will get messy. The house will get dirtier. Bills might get paid late. There will be tension. They will get angry. They will accuse you of changing or not caring anymore. You must hold the line. You must calmly explain, "I am not your mother, father. I am your partner. I can no longer carry the weight of two lives. I need you to step up, not because I am nagging you, but because you live here too. Because you are an adult." This is the ultimate test of the relationship. When you withdraw your overfunctioning, one of two things will happen. Scenario A, they will panic, realize they are losing you and step up. They will stumble at first, but they will eventually learn how to load the dishwasher, how to track the schedule, how to be a partner. They will realize that your respect is more important than their leisure. Scenario B, they will refuse. They will view your boundary as an attack. They will become more passive-aggressive, more resentful, or simply let their life collapse around them. And if that happens, you have your answer. You are not in a partnership. You are in a parasitic relationship, and you have to decide if you want to be a host for the rest of your life. There is a concept in economics called opportunity cost. Every hour you spend managing your partner's life is an hour you're not spending on your own. It is an hour taken away from your career, your hobbies, your health, your joy. You are lighting yourself on fire to keep them warm, and they are complaining that the fire isn't bright enough. You deserve a partner who anticipates your needs, not one who waits for orders. You deserve a partner who views the home as a shared responsibility, not a favor they do for you. You deserve to be sexually attracted to the person you sleep with, which means you deserve an equal. The exhaustion you feel is a signal. It is your body telling you that this is not sustainable. Listen to it. Stop asking where the ketchup is. Stop finding it for them. Stay on the couch and watch what happens. Because the most romantic thing a partner can say to you is not "I love you." It is "I handled it." It is "I noticed we were out of milk, so I bought some." It is "I saw the sink was full, so I emptied it." It is the quiet, consistent evidence that they are in the boat with you, rowing, not just enjoying the view while you break your back against the current. You're tired because you're carrying too much. Put it down. If the relationship breaks because you stopped doing everything, it was already broken. You were just the only one holding the pieces together. Let it fall and see who bends down to help you pick it up.